Dr. Folashade Damsi is a certified engineer and lecturer at the Federal University of Technology, Akure Futa, and she has been exposed to a series of engineering trainings. But to her, for outcome-based education, COREN Regional Train the Trainers Workshop is unique and expository to build quality and employable engineers as encapsulated in the targets of the workshop.
We've actually been exposed to a holistic approach to education, looking at the outcome, especially looking at the graduates, the employability, and I believe that is going to be impactful on the students too, and they'll be employable everywhere in the world.
For Train the Trainers workshop, where many resource persons spoke on varying topics, exposed participants to different modern techniques that could enhance teaching and also be a guide in engineering programs that could produce graduates who can compete favorably with their counterparts across the world in the field of engineering.
We want to see, give the people the right skill in terms of setting questions, in terms of relationship with alumni, in terms of relationship with stakeholders, industrial stakeholders, the artisans that we ignore. We want to see how we can make these people become the laboratory with which we teach our practicals.
The challenge of unemployability and the poor rating of Nigeria's engineering graduates has no doubt been a nightmare. A narrative COREN is taking steps to check with the means of evolving a situation where graduates have the right skills, market ready, and also be an entrepreneur in solving Nigeria's problems.
So that we'll be able to now have a new narration on how engineering students are being trained to be relevant to the nation, to have the appropriate proficiencies and skills, to answer their names as engineers in whichever area of specialty that they have been trained.
The COREN goes backward and say, now what do? We have to go back to the teaching and learning process or train based on what is needed in society in terms of the products we need, services we need. And now we are trying to follow best practices from these countries so that subsequently Nigerian engineers will be as good as any other engineer anywhere in the world.
We are operating a system that is not yielding results to the outside world. So it's a paradigm shift going towards a student-centered approach where the student is at the center of the training.
Certificates were presented at the conclusion of the workshop as participants like Dr. Folashade Damsi affirmed that with the knowledge garnered, students will be adequately equipped with the necessary knowledge in their chosen fields. The delegation of the COREN also have an interface with the founder and the pro-chancellor of the Afe Babalola University, Ekiti, ABUAD, Afe Babalola, who acknowledged the council and saluted the OBE program initiated by COREN, saying it will help in boosting the skills of engineering graduates and make them reliant to nation's building. He urged members of the COREN not to take the back seat in the nation's politics, as such will help them in formulating the right policies and cognate academic curriculum for the profession.
If the COREN can bring engineering society of engineers, but that's been problem. After all, this was only one person. Came to this world. He saw what was going on. He went around and started for it to prepare and everything. Today, more than half of the world has singing his praise.
With the knowledge garnered through the workshop, it is the belief of participants that the era of unemployable engineers will become a thing of the past, with the hope that they will be adequately equipped with the necessary knowledge to compete favorably with their counterparts across the globe. In Ekiti, Ayode Jukunshakin, NTA News.